Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Ark. As you can see, I've got a little friend behind me who looks ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this Starry. He looks ridiculous. What is this dude's color on here? Wow, where is he? That is nuts. Now, this isn't actually the reason that I'm on the boat at the moment. The reason I'm on the boat right now is actually this dude. There is a 150 female dire bear here, and I mean, you can't pass up max level. There's no reason to. So I'm gonna take this guy out. But first, where is this theory? I really want to actually. We're gonna kill him because, well, why not? There's no reason to keep him around. I'm using the overpowered bow at the moment. We're gonna use it for one more video, and then I am going to get rid of this thing. The event will be over pretty much the end of the day, end of this video today. The Christmas event will be over, and I figured, I've been using this thing, and we might as well retire it. It's definitely overpowered. I mean, an 85 and took what, 5 arrows? Like that's, I mean, 5 free arrows basically. I just got how many back from that? So I think it's kind of overpowered for what we got. So I'm probably not going to use this thing anymore. But between episodes, I have been doing a... Oh, where'd my bear go? There he is. Before we get going on here, so between episodes, I have been doing a bunch of building at the base. Now, what I've been doing is I started the greenhouse, and let me just get this guy started here before I lose my train of thought. Alright, are you gonna chase me? You gonna be able to climb that? Oh, yeah. Come on. You know what? I brought these things. Is that too far away? Oh no. There we go. Oh, really? Pick you up. I've never used these narcotic traps before, but we built them for when we try to get the first dire bear we got. And we really don't need dire bears, but I figured, they're crazy powerful, and if we can get a 150, like, why would we not? Alright, let's go and see what happens here. You can hit all these? Oh yeah, sweet. Alright, so between episodes I have gone ahead and I have been building our greenhouse. Now, I have done quite a few different designs. I've been building, destroying, building, destroying. What the hell is taking... What is he breaking? Oh, maybe the door, maybe? Interesting. I've been doing a bunch of different designs, so I wanted to kind of do it off camera because it was being a real pain. But I have a good design now, so while I'm killing this guy, or knocking this guy out, I'm gonna send you guys to just watch a few clips that I did while I was creating that thing and getting to where we are now. And then we'll come back and we'll continue doing some building. Alright, so this is the basic shape we're going to go for. We have our main central, very, very big area. And then we've got 5 little, like, outcroppings here that are going to be, like, the actual greenhouse part. So, like, we can put large crop plots, I think we can put 3... There should be 3 here, or we can put, like, 5 of the medium ones, and then we can do a second level if we want as well. But there's only 4 plants we really need to grow right now. And then maybe if we do like major berries and stuff, we can put some in like the other part or whatever. We have more than enough room to grow stuff. This is overkill once again. And I think when we do the next like bases, whatever, we won't do such overkill. But I really think it's fun to do. So the one thing I'm having though, if I'm putting things down, so I can't put a pillar here. Even though there's a foundation right there, fence foundation, I can't put a pillar here. I'm not sure if it's because the angle is too tight. Or what, but I also can't put one right here, which is kind of annoying. And I do not understand this one at all. I've also tried putting fence foundations on that edge, doesn't work. I have put like structure supports underneath on both of these pieces, and it still won't let me place it right here. So I'm not sure, or there for instance. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Slowly the idea is coming together. We have to put walls going all the way down to the ground. Well, not to the ground, but at least to like one down here. So that way this level here is flush with this floor. Now the reason I did this, where this is like, there's no floor in here, is because I didn't want to have it how we have this building. This building has like a double floor, so we have like a small basement type thing here, which we really don't need here. We might as well make this wide open, and then back here, all we'll do is take all these walls. Do I have any? We'll take all these walls and then go right to the ground, and then it'll look better. We'll do that with the pillars as well. It's just a lot of mats. But anyways, basically we're gonna have this. We're gonna have these little rooms full of windows. Now, I'm just kind of pondering how to do these sections, because initially the inner circle is actually all this stone, and then these other ones were the actual greenhouse parts. But if I do that, it's a relatively big interior, and we really don't need to have it that big. We could go like this, where we put a small triangle here, and it'll be here and this one as well, and basically it'll have like a two in like doorway at each one of these, or maybe not every one, but at least that one and that one will be the same. And then it'll have like a little bit less profile on the inside, which might be kind of cool. So I'm kind of playing around with that right now. I don't know if I like it though. Okay, we can make this look a little bit better. Initially it was like this, except for this pillar wasn't here. I couldn't get it to work, but I've managed to get it to work. It's just a little bit of messing around. So what I had to do on both of these now is you take out this triangle piece here, and if you put a floor, let's put it there. That way this corner is where we want our piece to be. Then we can drop one of these, as long as we can get it right there. And finally we can put our pillar now. Now the pillar can't be rotated, so it's kind of at a weird angle. But at least we've put a window here now. It'll look okay. It'll be better than like the wood, especially on the front part here. Like this, I don't really like having the wood. Whoa, okay. I didn't really like having all the wood there, so we put another piece of window and then wood and then transition it, and it should look okay. Okay, so we got our two sections started here. Now it's gonna take a ton of glass, so I have to do quite a bit more farming for crystals and stuff. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically do a shape like this, and then we're probably gonna put a piece going up, and then we'll angle some pieces towards this center room. I think, anyways. Now, I'm just trying to start this second floor to kind of see how it lays out. And here's the problem with building with, well, with anything in Ark, but with circles, basically. So, as you go around, we have put everything, like our floor, our walls through. And your walls are either going to be on, like, an inside or an outside. There's always two positions. There's actually multiple if you use the, what do you call it, the fence foundations. Now, what most likely has happened is, to make this work, there's probably a small gap somewhere or an overlap in these three, and I didn't notice it. Now, what it's going to do is when I put this roof on, let's just go like this, this roof here should match the floor, right? So it should be a square here, and if I do that, you'll notice it doesn't actually fit. And the reason for that is because somewhere along the lines, this wall here is shifted over to the right a little bit. So all we can really do to counter this is to fill it with another piece here, which kind of sucks because this won't make it proper. Now, I don't know the best way to fix these gaps, and I don't know if it's to do the second floor and then do the walls or what, because I could do that. I could, well, I'd have to rip this wall out, but I could do it based on like one of these, like if I went like this. Wrong one. If I went like that, do the one over, and then based it on that, and then did this centerpiece, and then built out the same way we did the floor, it would work. In theory, it's just a matter of, do I want to take that pain in the ass or not? I don't know. Also, I'm always, as normal, we're going to use a dino gate here. This might be a little bit different. We're going to use the wooden one. I think it's going to look pretty cool, actually. We'll probably never have it closed, but if we do that and then put a piece across here and angle it up, you won't see the top part. Like, it'll only be Do I have any since on me? I don't have any more pillars on me. It'll only be 3 high, so you won't see the top of it. It'll cut it off like normal. But I think it just adds a little bit better gate. And that opens that way. It opens that way unless you click like right here. There was a way. I had it. I can open it the other way if I click the right spot. Maybe I can't now. Maybe I've broke it now. We're definitely starting to come together here. The entrance here, I don't know how I want to do yet though. I like the idea of having this big door, so like the door is open inward, and it looks pretty cool. But then we have it kind of hidden, so it's actually smaller. Like the dinos can't go through here. It gets kind of pointless to have the doors, but at least it's taller than just having like the 1 high, which I don't like having the 1 high doors. I like them 2 high. And then in here, what I had to do is I actually built the 2nd floor based off of this wall. So this one's straight, and then I built all these going around as we did over like in the floor or whatever. And then these floorboard or wall pieces are actually suspended from the roof downward. If you go from the bottom up, it's actually slightly over to the left a little bit, and I think that's just to do with the way that the these triangle pieces aren't actually like a full size of the square piece, so it actually shrinks a little bit. So I think doing that though, it all fits together pretty well, and then we hide everything using these pillars. So guys, this is where we're at currently. We have this pathway coming out here, which we're gonna end up ripping all these pieces out eventually and making it kind of an angle. So we're gonna have kind of like a curved pathway here with some steps down or whatever we're gonna do. I'm not sure yet. And then I'm struggling at the moment, but this is a huge build actually, and you know, I don't know why I'm doing such big builds for all the things, but it's super fun and I really enjoy it. So basically, as we come in here now, we have our 5 little pods. Now these 2 are kind of done, this one and the one over there. So basically, what I've done here is we put a step up in the roof, and then I'll show you guys on top in a minute. We're gonna put some angular pieces going down to make it kind of like a peak. Now in here we can put it's quite a few actually of the large or medium crop plots, and we get 300% greenhouse effectiveness as it is now, which is awesome. So that's these 2 here are pretty much done. All we're gonna do is put irrigation in here and our crop plots, and then these should be good to go to at least start. Up top here, what I've been doing is you can see we're starting to be able to put our walls in. So I'm not 100% sure where we're gonna put them quite yet. Like I don't know if I want to put a piece of the triangle here or go straight across. I haven't decided yet. But what I've been doing here is I actually added another piece of glass, so you can see it actually sinks into the floor here. And then I've doubled up the floor. You can see kind of like these 2 pieces overlap. And the reason for that is to get this nice shape right here, because I wanted it so that way like these little pieces here match well. So there's no worried about like if the roof's gonna fit or not. And then from here I'll put like our angular pieces down, and we'll either leave it as a flat like this, or we'll put another peak on top, and it'll still give us that greenhouse effectiveness. We're also gonna go up probably to at least these pillars, and then peak this, and we might cap it exactly the same way as we do these, and that'll be basically the structure. Now I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave this side how it is. I really haven't decided yet what I want to do on this, but this is a pretty good place actually to keep the stairway. We could do it on both sides if we wanted, but it's actually nice and kind of out of the way, and it really doesn't affect like the view into here or nothing. And then again, I don't know if I want to use all these for flower or for growing. Like I was thinking this one could be for dung beetles or something like that, or we could put an industrial cooker in here, or anything we want really. Like we don't need this much space. This is going to be a huge amount of room in here. Also between episodes, I kind of started this last episode where I got a couple of different Pteranodons, and I did it again, but this time I've got a little more success. So I got these 2 guys I think are super cool. I wanted this one just because of the green wings, and this dude looks really cool with the I think we had this one before actually, but we had the gray wings with the black. I think it looks super awesome. So I managed to breed that with our current one, Speedy, up there. And these are some of the guys we got out of it. Now, they're not the greatest level. They need some work. But this dude came out super nice. He's got two different tones of like the gray and black with the green wings, and it looks really, really, really cool. The red in the head kind of like doesn't match, but it looks awesome. And then this dude is now he's my new favorite. He's the guy I've been riding around on for the last few days. So he's got white and black, and then the crazy cool green. I mean, he looks awesome, in my opinion. He looks like a superhero, to be totally honest. Like the thing on his stomach there. And yeah, these are my new favorites. So they're not twins. They came out at the exact same time though, which is super cool. So I called them yin and yang. So those are going to be our two new flyers, and we're going to get rid of. Well, we're not going to get rid of Speedy, but we're not going to use them as much. And these two guys, I'm probably going to get rid of this one. We don't need it at all anymore. We have the color of the wings that I wanted. And this guy, we'll probably just put him in a cryopod for now. All right, with our new dire bear all tamed up and brought up here, I was checking his stats out, and she's a beast. So before she leveled, it was obviously level 150, and then we tamed, like it went to 224. Now I was looking at the stats here, and beforehand it's pretty average. I mean, it's definitely a little bit of average all across. Like they always come out fairly average, but melee damage it had 27 levels into it. So it was what was it here? I have it written down. It was 235 melee damage. So then it went up to 360, which we've leveled a little bit into this dude before for melee damage, and he still isn't even at 360. So this is going to be pretty badass. What I want to do right now is I'm actually going to ask these guys to breed. Enable mating. And the reason for this is I want a mount that we can use for running around. I don't have our saber tooth right now because they are... What the hell? I don't want you to... Did I put wandering? I'm an idiot. Stop. Nope. Still wandering, you jerk. I wanted a mount that we can do some running around on because we don't have a saber tooth right now, and I definitely want to get another one. But for now, we might as well use a pretty badass bear. Come on, click. Thank you. Might as well use a pretty badass bear, and if we breed one, get a little one, maybe we'll get some mutations, maybe we'll get some cool stuff on him, and we can also do some imprinting, which will give us that extra 30%. I think it's like melee damage and health and like a bunch of things that gives that 30% too. So we can make a pretty badass running around mount. And yeah, we're gonna do that really quick. The other thing that I have learned between this episode and like what 2 or 3 ago when we made the underground little thing there, which I still have parasaurs to put there, I just haven't swapped them out yet. One of the things we learned was over here it was too cold to hatch. Now that's not true technically. So I was talking before about using air conditioners to cool the area if we had to. Now, technically these things are not for cooling, and they actually work in cold and warm, and I did not know this. So what they actually do is they they help with insulation, meaning like, I don't know the exact numbers, but like if you have multiple air conditioners close by, it'll change the insulation around an egg. If I had an egg sitting here, it'll change the insulation around this area. So it'll actually need like less heat and cool to make it hatch. So what we can actually do is put a whole bunch of air conditioners around a hatching area, and we can make it functional. It just might take a lot of air conditioners depending on the location that you put your hatchery. So we don't really have to worry about putting it, when we actually make a hatchery, which we're going to do eventually, we don't have to worry about putting it like in a hot area. We can put it anywhere and it will work. It'll just require more air conditioning. All right, so back in our greenhouse, I'm kind of pondering on a couple ideas. What we can do is we've got these large crop plots, and I'm thinking we put like one here, and one here. It won't quite work. If I put one there, it doesn't quite work putting another one here unless it's in the wall. I don't really want to do that. So we could go and put like medium ones, like pretty much every window if we wanted, which might not be a bad idea either, to be totally honest. That might be a good idea. But what I was thinking of doing is putting 3 large ones and then a small one here and a small one here. And if we wanted, we could put a catwalk on this level and then put another row. But I don't think we need to go that crazy. I don't know how. I mean, this is going to be way more than we're ever going to need. Like, we're going to only end up needing one crop plot of each. That's probably lots, to be totally honest. But what I was thinking about doing is there's a feeding trough here, and what we can do is put a second feeding trough. I'm not sure if I like this look or not, but I'm just kind of playing around with it. So we'll put a second feeding trough here, and we put a table in the center, somewhere in the center of this. A crop plot sits on the center of the table, basically. You get a little bit of play, but not lots. So if I put it right like this, we could make our crops a little bit higher and do some kind of decoration. I'm just gonna pick this up before they're permanent there. We can do some kind of decoration like that, which I think would be kind of cool and give us a little bit like of some different levels and stuff. And then we can do like the ones like on the ground if we want. Because like the difference is like it's either that or it's just on the ground, which is kind of good, but also really kind of boring. So I don't know which one I want to use. But we also do irrigation in here that we don't have to show it if we don't want. We can put it underneath the floor. We might do that. I don't know. I want this to look really cool though, so I'm gonna play around with kind of how these are gonna lay out. The only problem is tables and feeding troughs are relatively not expensive, but they're annoying. They do take like unrefined metal. So let me play around with this, I guess, and kind of see what we can come up with. All right, let's see our new little one. Oh my god, he's so cute. The babies in this game are just ridiculously cute. Here, buddy, come on. Oh, and then just drop a deuce on your newborn. Come on, bud, follow me. Hey, come on. Are you gonna follow me, or are you stuck? Alright, so this is where I get a little confused with art, guys. I'm not 100% sure how to tell which stats we got from which parent. Because we didn't really pay attention like a whole lot. We've leveled up the male a bunch. But this seems 206 seems very low, first of all. And then I don't know if we're gonna get the melee damage like the 320 here. Definitely doesn't seem like that's the melee damage that we got from the female. It could be, but it's hard to. I don't know 100% sure how to tell which stats we got from which. The health seems like it's on the high end, which is good, which is from the male did have high health. But I also think it had lower melee, so I want to get those two kind of right. So I don't know if this is going to be the bear we're going to keep. I'm going to keep him alive for now and do the imprinting and just kind of see what happens. But we're going to breed him again. I think they breed in like 5 minutes. 4 minutes, we're going to breed again. So I kind of want to compare the stats between the two and just see what they are, because I don't really know how to tell which stats we're getting from which. I think this should be a higher level though, personally. Now this is what I'm talking about, guys. So this new dire bear came out at 232 as opposed to 206, I think that one was. And I'm just comparing the stats here. So I compared, I wrote the other ones down so we knew, so we could say which ones came from where, right? So the health on both is the same. This one has higher stam. It has higher oxygen, which doesn't matter. It's got higher food, which again doesn't matter. It's the same weight, and it's got the higher melee damage. So it's got 361 instead of 320. So we're definitely getting the higher stats on this guy, which is perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to breed another. I'm going to breed a couple more, just because why not? Breeding doesn't hurt, doesn't matter. I'm probably going to get rid of this 206. We don't need to have it around. And then I'm going to probably just keep do the imprint on this guy. And I'll do another bear because they come out in every about 15 minutes or so. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. We'll just see kind of if it's 232, we know that it's at least the higher stats. Can I see yes, there's no mutation. I don't remember how to show a mutation or whatever, but there's no mutations on it or nothing like that. But then, at least if we keep getting this, the only thing I can think that might change is if we get a different number in health. Because I remember the male bear had higher health before. So that'd be the only thing that might be a little bit different, which more health, the better, right? So yeah, I'll monitor that. All right, our irrigation in our first set is in. Now I hope this is gonna work well. It looks decent. I like having where you can actually see the water flowing in that, and then you don't have to actually have irrigation on each one of these. They all it has a radius around them, which you can't see, but it's irrigated 400 to 400, and all of these things have the 300% greenhouse effectiveness. So we should be able to start planting crops in here. Now I've also gone ahead and did this side. So this is what the roof's gonna look like. It's just gonna have the slope all the way around, and then we'll put some barricade things around and make this look better. But I don't really know how to do the front yet. I'm really kind of like just taking it slow, struggling. You know, it's a big process to do this. These are big buildings, and they take a lot of resources. One of the things was comment on a couple videos ago was maybe show some of the resource gathering. But honestly, the only thing I can really show that's actually entertaining is getting metal, which we're gonna go do in a minute. Because usually what I do is take these guys, and I've just been taking both of our beavers and one of our birds and just dropping it on the beaches over there, and getting all the trees that regrow really quick, flying them up here, dropping them off, and just putting them in chests. Same thing with our Dodicarus here. I've been just running them over here to these rocks right there because on this hill, they respawn. So I'll break all these rocks here and all the ones going down towards the beach, and then just run back and put them away. And it's kind of a quick thing. But I do that 2 or 3 times, and we have enough resources for an hour or whatever, and we're good to go. The problem is these buildings it's taking me several hours to do each one of these, just because you have to like think about where to put things, how they snap together. And actually how they look. I mean, I've been building stuff and then ripping them apart and everything. So there's a lot to do yet, and I'm going to keep doing it between episodes. I don't know how I'm going to do the upstairs. But one thing I've also been doing is these bears. So this is the bear we captured this episode. This is the one we just grew. Now I've grown another one. Now I have these two. They're the same stats. Well, they're not the same stats because I imprinted this one earlier. But these two are the same starting stats. They're both level 232. They're both, there's one male and female, and they both have these stats. I haven't leveled this guy, nothing. And what I'm trying to do now is I'm just killing time, but I'm breeding them together again to see if we can get maybe a mutation or two. Maybe we can get some extra melee damage or some extra health, something like that. And I'm just doing that until we need a guy to go run around with. And I'm thinking maybe we get a small little army of bears we can take out. So that's kind of what we're doing with these guys here. These two are going to be retired. Basically, we don't need them now. I'm just trying to learn the mutation process because I want to do that with our Theries and our Megatheriums and eventually our T-Rexes, because we're going to use Theries for the dragon fight, I think, because they don't take damage from the dragon carnivore the way carnivores do, and Megatheriums because they'll destroy the boss, the broodmother for sure. So I want to definitely get those guys going, and I want to start doing that soon. But what I'm going to have to probably figure out is what their base stats are and kind of make these guys have a perfect pair and everything, which I'll do off camera maybe or next episode. But I'm thinking right now, you know what? We need a dung beetle. So I'm going to gather a couple things, and we're going to go search for a dung beetle. And then maybe we'll get some metal and stuff. I'll kind of show you guys where I've been going for that. So let me get some stuff gathered. I actually don't have enough poop to get a dung beetle at the moment, so maybe we'll do that next episode. Maybe we'll go get a Phiomia. Phiomia? I don't know how you pronounce that word. Maybe we'll do that, and we'll get a little poop machine going, which we should probably do anyways, so we can make fertilizer and stuff. But so anyway, so what I've been doing lately for metal is I've been just taking and flying our dude up over into the redwoods here, or over into that that mountain. They're both about the same, really. This is a little bit farther away, but I find it's more of a straight shot to actual finding more nodes of metal kind of close together. And I find just every now and then it's come over here is a little bit nicer for the different dinos that you see. What do we got there? Level 10 Rex. We're gonna have to kill him. Level 10 is a guard. Yeah, so there's lots of nodes right here, and there's a little bit of crystal up here, but I prefer to go into the actual volcano for the crystal, just because it's so much nicer. There's no mobs up there, there's no bad guys, whatever. You just set your dude down and grab what you need. So yeah, well, let's just find a good spot. Set him down here. There's a bunch of metal. 2 or 3 nodes right here. I wouldn't mind getting a better Anki as well in the future, just because he's good and we've leveled him up high enough that he's got lots of weight, but we could definitely do better. And basically, yeah, I'm just going through and smacking all these nodes to as much metal as we can. And because these guys have, I think it's 50% weight reduction level. Actually, it's more than 50%. It's 300 turns into 45. Whatever that reduction is, it's ridiculous. Just pump weight. And I'm just dumping everything else out. and continuing. And then our bird, because he gets, with the weight reduction of this, I just go until we're pretty much full, and then fly him home. Okay, that was exciting. Well, I think for the most part, I'm calling this greenhouse a success, and I'm ending it here. Because this took forever. These builds take a long time. This took me 2 days of recording video to do all this stuff. Just because, like, the time you have to get all the mats, put it all together, figure it out, make sure it works, rip it down, you know, all your ideas, whatever. It's a real pain. So anyways, let's go for a little tour of it. I'm not 100% sure, like, I'm not 100% done yet, obviously. But the basis is here, so we can definitely start using it as a greenhouse. So this side, as we've seen before, is done. There's a little bit of storage here, trying to make it kind of messy, so it's like, you know, it looks like it's being used. You might notice this door is gone now. I accidentally broke the dino gate that was here, and I can't place it again because of how the snap points and stuff work. I had to place it at the very beginning and then put these snap points to these pillars and stuff, and if I rip it or do it now, I gotta take all these walls out at the front and redo it, and I do not want to do it. So we're just staying with an open door for now. If we want, we can put a wall. I don't have one. Put a wall here, put an actual door, but I think it doesn't matter. It's gonna stay open. This side's pretty much done. I just gotta put the last two plots down. No big deal. And then I figured back here, we're gonna put just doors. And I'm gonna make this a room for, like, I'm thinking it's gonna be for like the beetles, the dung beetles, or for pheomias. We need both of those yet. And I'm thinking, you know, that's where it's gonna go. 'Cause we don't need like 4 or 5 of these things full of crops. I mean, this one thing here, I haven't grabbed out of it yet. And it's got 58 citronal in it. I mean, I know we need a lot of it, but if we put 4 plots of that or 5 plots of that and get, you know, that many citronal, that's a lot of one crop. I need to put preserving bins down here, as well as maybe refrigerators as well. And then up here, I took this centerpiece out to kind of give it like more of a, you know, this whole thing actually has a visitor center feel from like Jurassic Park. It's very much what it looks like to me now. And this like little entrance here, or this little thing kind of has that feel as well. But I liked it. I figure if we want, we have a little hallway here. We can put some rooms, like just small little things. You know, if we want to put beehives or whatever, we can do that along the walls. Or put like little rooms in here. Like we can do whatever we want with this. This door I probably won't leave. It was just there so I could access the roof. And then I did this like kind of double layer thing so that we could get the roof at an angle all the way outside. And then a skylight in the top. I did, however, want to put a thatched roof instead of stone. But it doesn't have, thatch doesn't have little triangle vertical pieces. Like, so I couldn't do it. So it's kind of whatever. Let's get a flyer up here and go for a little look at kind of how it looks from like elsewhere. Now, obviously the roof isn't fully done. Only these front 2 are done. So we can't judge on the whole thing quite yet. But you get the idea of how it'll look. It doesn't quite fit with the other 2 buildings, but like I think it looks really good, to be totally honest. Let me see if I can get a good angle here. Like I think it looks awesome. Again, like I said, it definitely does have a visitor center feel. Maybe we should this as the centerpiece instead of our building here. But you know, it's whatever. We're just building and learning as we go, and kind of making it whatever it is. That's kind of how it goes. Now you might notice I have a bunch of bears kicking around down here. And the reason for that is, you know, this has taken some time, like I've said. So what I've done is I am like this here is the bear we caught earlier today. Then we bred it up and we ended up with a male and I got another female. So these two here, they're both level 232s. And then I've been breeding. That's all I've been doing and letting them just do their thing. So they breed and I got a couple more 232 females. So these are all the exact same stats. So this one male is breeding with all three of these. And all I'm doing is just seeing, you know, if while we're hanging out doing nothing, if a 234 pops out, it'll be mutated. If anything higher than a 232 will be a mutation now. And I'm trying to learn the mutation thing and figure all this out. So I thought, you know, this is a great way to do it, is just let the mutations, like, let them happen. If they do, great. If not, no big deal. And then we're probably going to end up using, if we get a mutation guy, we can stack mutations if we want or whatever. We don't really have to. But I was kind of thinking this is a good start so we can get like our good ground mount, because these guys are pretty beefy. I mean, 261 melee, and then once they're imprinted, I think this guy was the imprinted one we did before. So once he's imprinted, I mean, this is the imprint, the stats before adding anything after an imprint. So 431 melee damage is it's nuts. And then obviously it's got some, you need some health. We pump health in here. But if we can get this thing up to like 600 melee damage, and a little bit of extra health with some mutations and stuff, these things could be amazing. And it'd be great to have one or two kicking around just for roaming around doing some ground stuff. So we're not always flying. You know, flying is great, but it gets annoying after a while. And it is kind of, look at that guy over there. And it is kind of it is nice to go and see some of the things you miss on the ground. Well, I got through level 30, 55. You miss some things on the ground, which is nice to kind of have a ground mount for. Anyways, guys, on that note, I am going to call this an episode for today. I'm going to go through and start figuring out like this. I'm going to move all this stuff here and make this all a nicer area and start cleaning some of this stuff up between episodes and letting these guys do the thing. I might start breeding these guys a little bit and maybe our Theries just get some eggs. But we'll figure all that out between and going into the next episode. Anyways, guys, if you're into this one, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. I really appreciate all the support so far in the series. It's been a lot of fun. I'm excited to keep going. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.